Hello, everybody. It's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you, Dr. Trina, for your continued membership, and for all my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for returning. So let's see who joins me today. I just popped on. Ooh, this shows my whole messy area. I don't usually come on YouTube, but I was sitting around. I said, let me go ahead and do my live and then go and watch some football. So I'm working on this. It's going to be a hooded cowl. Hey, Gloria, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. And did you get your package yet? So this is what I'm working on. So I'm working on the hooded part of it now. I only had this one skein of the main body, and then I have to mix it with a lighter color. Thanks to my daughter for telling me. So I was perplexed as to what color I was going to go. I actually bought a pattern that's similar to this, but I didn't care too much for the pattern. It was way too busy for me. So I found this one on YouTube. It's a British lady. I can't remember her name. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, but it's there. That's good. I don't remember the lady's name. The tutorial is 2 hours long. When I first saw it, I was like, 2 hours? I don't know. But the 2 hours go by really fast because once you finish the first and the second section of it, it's just a repeat. But there are 4 steps to each section. I think the only thing that really changes is one is popcorn stitch and the other one is a cluster. But the rows in between are the same. But the pattern that I actually bought, I saw someone on Facebook that were posting the ones that they had done, and they were so pretty. I was like, oh. And I got the pattern. I looked at it. I was like, I don't know. That's why I always go to YouTube University. Thank you to all the lurkers. Welcome. And I hope you do a thumbs up before you leave. So now I'm hoping I can get this finished today. And I have fallen into my bad habit of having way too many whips going at one time. So I have two amigurumis that I started. Bodies are completed, but it's all the little things that go on them that I got tired of doing. So they're all half made. What else did I start? Oh, I started that diamond throw. I thought I was going to do the whole blanket, but now I think I'm just going to go with the throw because I'm tired of making all the diamonds. Then after that, I like, oh, I want to make a hoodie cardigan. So I started that. And then I don't want to do the pullover. I don't like pullovers. I want to do it with a zipper. So then I had to go and look on YouTube just to see how people put zippers in. I don't even know if I have. Yeah, I think all those zippers were purse zippers that I bought when I was in the purse mode. So I think all those zippers I have back there are purse zippers. So actually don't even have a zipper for a jacket. So I need to go and do that if I decide to do the zipper. I really don't want to go out and spend more money on things that I don't need to. My mindset now is to buy as I need to. And right now I pull over, or I can just do it and put a bunch of buttons on the front instead of a zipper. So I have tons of buttons, that's for sure. How is it going for you, Gloria? I was hoping it would rain today, but it's just gloomy. There's a hurricane. It's not supposed to affect Florida, but it's definitely affecting. It's going to affect Jamaica, and it's already caused a lot of flooding in the DR. I think Haiti got hit as well. Haiti is a country that doesn't need any more bad news. But because of the mountains in Jamaica, hopefully it'll bring it down some. But it's supposed to be up to a category 4 by, I think they said Tuesday, which is definitely not a good thing. But we are in hurricane season. We got a whole more month and what this is second week or the third week. So month and 2 weeks or something like that. Till the end of November, we will be in hurricane season. I've been trying to grow my little vegetables. My sweet potatoes did not, I should have actually let them stay in longer. But for some reason I thought 100 days, but actually it's 120 days. But that's because I'm growing them in a grow bag instead of growing them in ground. So I watched a YouTuber who had his stuff at different times. And I think like he had 60 days, 70 days, something like that. And he had big potatoes, not me. I've been trying to crochet a ruffle hat and I can't seem to grasp it. I've done 3 out right. What do you mean? Are you like lost on the stitches? You picked a tough thing to be working on. What about some granny squares and get yourself? Maybe ruffles are not that hard, but it's repetitive. But they even when you have the strength, they're a bit much. Hey, Ola Joe, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and I hope you get a thumbs up. Are you working on anything? I'm hoping this thing will be done because I gotta see how it goes. But I tell you, gardening really brings you one with your ancestors to think of what they had to go through. Now, I'm only doing a little bit. Oh, no, not now. I wish. Oh, well, between gardening and crocheting and then work has sucked me, it's just sucking me dry. And I just trying to get through these last few months. And hopefully one day I'll be wearing a t-shirt that says retired. As I can feel how tired I am every single day I sit in front of that desk. And not to mention I stay up way too late because I'm always doing something, which is definitely not a good thing. Hat and ruffles. I haven't crocheted since May. Is like I'm so lost. Oh, it's kind of like it's something that you haven't done in a long time. Just like driving. I remember because I work from home and during COVID, all those little I used to do all my running around on the weekends, and then I stopped doing all the running around because, we weren't really going anywhere unless you had to. And then after all of that, and we could get out more, and I would get in the car and I would have to think where stores were that weren't like right in my area. And I have to really think about, okay, I go this way, that way. So just keep at it. It'll all come back. As they say, it's like riding a bike. It'll all come back. That's if you know how to ride a bike to begin with. I know you're ready. Girl. They tell you that you're supposed to do that calculator to see how much money you need in retirement. I look at that and laugh. I was like, I don't have it, but you know what? Gloria gonna make it. I'm gonna make it work. What I have, and if by next year there's still Social Security, I'll be all right. I already told my daughter, I said, well, whatever my life insurance doesn't pay to pay off the house, you're going to have to really get you a real job and start paying it off yourself. I am not. I feel very, very bad for all those federal workers who, quote unquote, had those good government jobs and now they're out of job, out of a paycheck. The jobs are not plentiful and they live in an area there that's mostly government ran, and the food bank lines are just growing and growing and growing. But I'm just hoping, as they say, best laid plans. And I've been planning, so I'm hoping my plans do come to fruition, as they say. Hey, Shatika, how are you today? Thank you for joining me, and I hope you did a thumbs up. Let me see. I've been working on them for 2 weeks, still not done. When I do them, when I was in 40. Oh, girl. I have never done a ruffle. I don't think listen, you're a speedy. I think it takes me 45 minutes to do a beanie, not add ruffles on it. But I've never been never. I always say I learned from an older lady how to crochet, and I crochet like that older lady. And it's so funny. I think I wrote down the pattern. I think that's what that is. And then, mind you, I was 18 years old, so, you know, that was a long time ago. But I think that's the pattern that I wrote down because she was making booties. And I think I wrote down the pattern and I couldn't figure it out. And I just happened to look, I have this board, cork board that I put a lot of stuff like well, they had what is it? The Lion King came here when it came off of Broadway, and it came here, and I took my daughter to see it. I forgot how old she was, but they interviewed her, so I saw that in the paper, so I kept that. And so I have all these things like when I went to Luther Vandross's concert and just little things here and there. But I looked and I was like, is that the pattern that I wrote? So now, of course, I see it. And of course, I want to try it now that I'm much more experienced at crocheting just to see if I can do it. Some days I don't feel like I'm really experienced at crochet patterns, like the one I bought. And I'm like, what the heck is this? I don't know. It was too busy for me. And then maybe that's what it is. I just don't like, I'm really a 1, 2, maybe 3 row repeat kind of person. But it was too busy. I don't know. Maybe it's not busy. Maybe it's just me looking at it and when you got a completely full page and another one of instructions, you've already lost me. Even though my patterns, some of my patterns are along like that too, but I just feel like mine are simpler. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. But I have it, it's mine right now. I might look at it again now that I did this one. Maybe it's not as busy as I think it is. Well, Gloria, I just say, try, and keep going, and who knows, you might be back in no time to where you were before. But 45 minutes, girl, you are good. I don't even think I can sit still that long and crochet. I do it, but I guess I don't really think about how much time I sit and do it because usually I get up and I gotta go do that. But I think the most sitting still I do is for work, and that is not a good thing. Maybe I can get back. I really want to get back to walking again. I've been so lazy, so lazy. And it doesn't do anything for my waistline. Nothing at all. Oh, just said nice. Yeah. Mm-mm. I replanted some new slips of sweet potato, but I don't think they're gonna make it. They're already looking peaked in there. I started rooting some more, but they don't even look that great. So I don't think I'm gonna have sweet potatoes this year. And then after I took the little, they were like fingerlings. They were so skinny and scrawny. And when I took them out, of course, I threw them all into water. Supposed to do. You're supposed to just rinse off, not rinse off, you're supposed to brush off the soil and then let them cure for, I think it's 10 days. I forgot now. But you're supposed to let them cure for a certain amount of time so that they can get more of the sweetness in them in a cooler place or whatever. And I was like, not a cooler place. I forgot. I'm gonna have to, if I ever get sweet potatoes, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I do it right. But you can, if you don't know, you can eat the sweet potato leaves. And so I had lots of pretty sweet potato leaves. And sweet potatoes um, sprout these beautiful purple flowers. Oh my goodness, they are beautiful. And I saw them, I was like, what? Because usually, a lot of times when a plant is making flowers, it's like it's on sweet potatoes per se, but that's just one of the things. And I really wanted to preserve those because I think they're beautiful. You know, sweet potatoes grow like a vine. So the ones that still had some of the flowers on there, I just put them in on the side of the fence just to see if they will root and grow. So what the heck? Not like it's costing me anything. And then I was watering the plants, and I saw, 'cause I had a pepper plant in the house, and then it started to look really peaked. So I said, let me go put it outside. Maybe it'll come back to life. And one day I looked, I saw a little pepper growing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a pepper. I'm so excited. But I didn't even notice on the back of the plant there was a bigger pepper because they're green and all the leaves are green, so they kind of like camouflage. And I'm hoping that I get the pepper before the squirrel or the cat or the iguanas or whatever other critters are around here. Oh, there's a raccoon too. I forgot about the raccoon. I saw a whole family of raccoon, a baby, a mama, and a daddy. I'm guessing because it was three of them. And I was like, I've seen one. Now I see a whole family of them. That's the only downside to gardening is it's a battle between the bugs and the critters and of course the elements. The raccoons knocked over my pots. Oh, one was a perennial flower and the other one was my collards. And see, that's the other thing I'm trying to grow now are the collards. I just put them in some soil to see if they'll sprout. I love growing peppers anytime. Yeah, and I bought a bunch of packets of pepper seeds. And even though when I buy peppers from the store, I always keep the seeds anyway. So that's where the pepper plant that I have is actually from a pepper seeds that I had. But the collards, I had seen on YouTube a while ago, it's an African lady, and she talked about how to get your collard how to get collard seeds from the actual, collard, plant, and I was like and it took me forever. Of course, when you don't tag something and you just read and you watch it, I said, "Oh, that's cool." And then, um and this is something I was like, "Oh my goodness." The If you buy collard greens from the store and it still has the bottom part of it on there, she puts it right in the ground and grows the collard greens. I was like, all of this time I've thrown those things out and I could have just plopped it in the ground and grew it. So I went to the farmer's market because the farmer's market used to have collard greens. Now they don't. I think this farmer's market is really geared towards Jewish people. But anywho, they didn't have collard. So I might have to go to Wally World and get some because I know for sure I bought them and they still have the bottom part of whatever the bottom part of it's called. And I'm gonna try it. I'm good at trying something. If it doesn't work, oh well. But I already have my dad gave me the seeds, so I have the seeds, and the packet comes with a ton of seeds. My whole thing is not because my daddy just pulls it all, once they takes his things off and he just pulls it out. And I wonder if he knows just leave it and it'll grow again and again and again. But now he doesn't do the gardening anymore because the iguanas came and destroyed his garden. So he stopped the gardening. But that was our Thanksgiving collard greens was from his garden. So I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have Thanksgiving collard greens from me, but I don't know. Who knows? You can do celery like that too. I've done it. Oh, okay. I love me some celery. And my focus is just to try to see what I can grow. And I'm doing grow bags because I don't like, ooh, no, nothing, girl. And I walked outside one day, going to the mailbox, and I look over on the driveway, and there's a doggone iguana. And I picked up because I have my daddy when he does little stuff, he always leaves like his I always call it his signature behind because he'll leave if he's working with cement or something, he'll make it into a ball and he'll just leave it. So I saw that thing and I picked it up and I just threw it and they run like they are running on air. You don't even see you just see them going. You don't even see like you see a cat and stuff, and dogs or whatever. You see their feet. These things they fly and they are all over the neighborhood. That's another reason why I really don't want to walk anymore because every time I see them, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to run into one. I came home I think I've gone to the post office and went down the road and this house has an ackee tree and 2 or 3 mango trees. And and they're not little iguanas. These are huge iguanas in their yard, just looking up. I was like, mm-mm. And if I walked, I would have to go past that house. But knowing me, I would cross the street and go on the other street on the other side. I cannot stand them. They just creep me out. It's bad enough we have the lizards. Now we got to deal with and iguanas are invasive to Florida. They are not native to Florida at all. I don't know who brought these critters here, but they need to go. And it's against the law to kill them. I was like, I would think if it's invasive, what difference does it make? And they, people that live near the water, they just lounge around, just take over, just lounge around like this is my house. I, I would I would have a fit. I would really have a fit if I walked outside my patio and all the iguanas are hanging out sunbathing. Hey, Divergent Captain, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. And hope you did a thumbs up. What are you working on? What's your weather like? I'm working on this cowl. A hooded cowl, that's what I'm working. I'm trying to do the hood part of it. I've done all of the cowling. They allow people to kill the big snakes. That's what I say. What is the difference? They are invasive. They need to get rid of those things. And they are vegans. That's what I call them, vegans. So anything green and lush, that's what they go for. I planted on this side of the house, I planted a lime tree and a lemon tree because they apparently don't like citrus. And then in front of my quote unquote patio garden, I put garlic into two little pots. Actually, I'm going to go and get a bigger pot because I want a bigger pot. I'm going to plant a whole bunch of garlic seeds in a bigger pot so that because they don't like that either. And I'm going to buy some, I think it's neem. Neem is just the oil. There's something that is a mixture of the garlic and onion smells and pepper. They don't like those things. And I know the raccoons don't like um, pepper and stuff like that, but I'm not wasting my cayenne pepper on them. They said you can use cayenne pepper and Epsom salt. Epsom salt is cheaper than cayenne pepper. So and you have, of course, you have to apply it all the time to keep them away. But oh, neem oil, yeah. So that's those. You just have to just keep getting all kinds of stuff to deter these critters. A battle of the bugs and the critters. I got an Epsom salt on deck. You have to have all that stuff. And the last time I bought it from Costco. Of course, you get the big bags. And I said, yep, I always keep all that stuff. Just, you got to have it. If you want to at least have something to eat before they get to it. I said, I'm gonna definitely try to see if I can grow me some greens. Since I used to do my my mom, of course, used to do the Sunday meals, but now that she's older, none of that is happening. And because I'm working, I'm trying to not to work on the weekends anymore, but it's so hard. Monday was such a horrible day. And by Friday, I was still on Monday's emails. So that tells you how bad Monday was. Not to mention, I already still had emails from the Friday before. I'm telling y'all, when this chick says she is retired, she gonna be retired. I don't want to work anywhere but YouTube and crocheting and gardening. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. And I'm so behind. I should have had all of my contact hours to renew my case management certification because it's due in November. And here we are almost at the end of October, and I still need 36 credit hours. In the program that I'm using, the courses are so long and so boring. I'm like, I can't believe they have 78. I'm so used to, if you're doing contact hours, usually it's maybe 25. It's like the max, maybe 30 every now and again. If you want 6 contact hours, it's usually 78 to 80 plus questions for this program that I'm doing. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I feel like I'm in nursing school all over again. So I got to get that done because I do not want my certification to expire. And I definitely don't want to pay a penalty after the fact. Uh, Florida is good for making you pay extra money for stuff. Ridiculous. My friend says, you should get the compact nursing license. And I told her, I said, you know what? Mm-mm. Because if you get that compact nursing license and you screw up, you lose your license on every single last one of those states. Said, nope, I'm going to pass on that every day. Plus, I'm not going to work. I don't want to work in any other state. Only state I want to work in is retirement state. Mm. Babies, no, nope, no babysitting. My daughter says she doesn't want to have any children. She's 31 years old, and I'm like, fine with me. That do you. And my great niece is, ooh, will she be 11 this year or 12? I don't even remember now. But anyway, she's a big girl. To me, that's a job. I know, especially when I have to drive hundreds of miles. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. And see, I don't like to drive either. I'm very lazy with the driving thing. Somebody said they're going to drive me somewhere. I'm all in. I am a good passenger. Amazing how the things change as you age. Because I was very adventurous when I was younger. I would hop in the car and drive, and I'm hot minute anywhere. Now, I don't even want to drive to the store. But I know I need to get out of the house, see how much things change. I tell you, things change a lot. Has anyone been to Michael's to see what their yarn and fabric area looks like? I haven't been inside on Michael's in a while, in a minute. I have too much yarn to be going to, and I try to stay out of it just to keep myself safe. With yarn and your crochet, yes, ma'am. That is it. I just want to do yarn and the crochet hook. I was watching The View. Now I can't remember his name. He's an author. What is his name? I just asked my friend if she'd read any of his books. He has 52 books. And he did. He wrote I think he wrote the book about a case. And I can't remember where the case was. And I think most of his books are true stories though. He's the guy that did The Firm and something else. What is his name? I have to look at my emails my text messages. That's the only way I remember half of the stuff I talk to people about. Oh, what is his name? John Grisham. John Grisham. So I asked her if she read his books, and I said he has 52 books. He was on View, and I said, I think I'm going to put him on my reading list when I'm retired. I said I'll get up in the mornings and have my breakfast and a cup of tea. I had to give up my coffee, y'all. I had to give up coffee. My heart was just racing. I was like, okay, I got to give up the coffee because I can drink coffee all day long. And I said, I can get up and read a few pages while I'm having my breakfast and then go do my crochet. Because a lot of my favorite authors have passed, and I was an avid Jackie Collins, loved Eric Jerome Dickey, loved V.C. Andrews, and they are all gone now. So I didn't care too much for Danielle Steele. I read one of her books, and because I only read it because when I was in the Army, one of the girls was like, "Oh my God, it's so steamy." And I read that book. I was like, "Girl, that's PG. You need to read Jackie Collins. That's X-rated. That's steamy." This is so. I never really got into her books. So then when I saw him, and he said this was like one of his whodunit books. and it's not based on a true story. I was like, maybe. But when he said he had 52 books, I was like, what? But of course, that's his job. He says he hasn't worked 40 hours. I think he said he works 4 hours a day or something like that. What a life. What a life. It's the life I want to live. But get paid like him. But of course, writing a book is not the easiest thing. You definitely have to be good, do a lot of research before you put pen to paper or get on your laptop or whatever they do these days. I remember reading John Christian books when I was in middle school and high school, but haven't read any of his newer. Oh, okay. No, I've never. There was I can't remember the other author's name. I just didn't like the way his books were. I can't remember his name. I only read. I don't even know if I even finished that book because it just turned. I just didn't like the way he wrote things. Oh God, I got a call. Okay. But before I really started, because I would crochet a little here and a little there, but I really, really enjoyed reading. So I love every time a new book came out from any of my authors. I'm waiting. I think Terry McMillan may have a new book coming out. I gotta keep track of that. I actually bought the book about what's the drug company that did the talcum powder? Johnson and Johnson. I bought that book. I have so many books that I've purchased that I haven't even cracked open to read, but I have I don't have the time. I'm either going to crochet or I'm going to read. And right now I'm trying to sell some of this stuff that I've crocheted because I don't want to keep crocheting. But it's hard not to crochet. So I'm going to always have a whole lot of stuff here, but I'm going to try. I gave away a lot of hats. I think either earlier this year or late last year to Sylvester. And I don't even think, but anyway, I said I'm not going to do that again. I gave him 2 full big bags of hats. So I said I'm not going to do that again. And it's crazy that I gave away that many hats and I have 2 full bins of hats. That's just way too much crocheting. Hey Diane, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the thumbs up. What are you working on? What's your weather like? Oh, so I used to love. No, but he hasn't reached any new. Uh, I don't do horror at all. Not at all. I don't mess with Stephen King on any level. I don't watch his movies. I don't read his books. I like to sleep at night. Now I'm a crime person. I think the only true crime murderer that really disturbed me is Samuel Little. And it's so weird that the only reason his name sticks with me because that was my uncle's name, but he's not my uncle now. But this man, I don't know how many women he murdered, but he knew every single last one of them in detail, their names. He remembered everything. And this man was like in his 60s when they did this interview. And when I'm looking on the home screen of my Fire TV, I saw Sam Little or Samuel Little. I don't know if they have his whole name or just Sam Little on there. And I see the picture. I'm like, I don't need to see that ever again. I think that's the only one that's ever really creeped me out enough to be uncomfortable with going to sleep. But I don't like horror at all. Mm-mm. I'm a chicken like that. Hey, Jeanette of DOY Creations, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. Says hello, Gloria, and everyone in the chat. Oh, hey, Gloria. And Diane says hello, everyone. Says hi, hi, hi. Hi to Janet. Cool here in Philly. Yeah, yeah. You all are getting the cold. It's not 100 degrees, 90 and stuff, but we're still in the 80s. But it's a nice 80s. It's not a sweat 80s. It's a real, because it's low 80s. So we're going into Costco has some velour jogging suits or whatever they're called, whatever. They had them on sale. And then if you haven't bought one or if you're interested in buying one, they are smaller, the sizes. So I had to go up to an XXL. Now, I'm not an XXL, but because of the size, because I got an extra large, only because I like it to be roomy. And it wasn't as roomy as I thought. So I took it back and got the XXL. And I wanted, because I got originally the black and the red, which is like a ruby red. It's a dark red. But when I went back, there was no XXL in the ruby red. So I got the red. I got the green and the black, which is still fine. But that's quote unquote my winter wear. Because when it's chilly, that I'll put on something like that. Thank goodness we don't have any really, really. We have some, our cold, cold, cold streaks or whatever you want to call them are very short lived. They don't go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. They go on for days and days, and then it'll go warm up, and then it'll go on a few more days. Then it'll warm up, and then we have that back and forth for a few months. Now it has gotten down to the 30s because a couple of years ago when we had a football game on Christmas Day, and it was in the 30s. And when I tell you, we froze our butts off. Now, it wasn't a 30s, like a 30s in Chicago or 30s in other places like that, but it was a 30s for Florida, and we froze our butts off at that game. But we don't have, that's why I stay here. I don't like, is it raining? Sounds like it. Maybe that's just wind. I don't know. I'm not a winter person either. But I do like when it gets cooler here because all the critters go away. You don't see them. That's the only thing I like about cold. Oh, I think that is rain. Yes, it's rain. I can turn my sprinklers off. And my plants are getting watered. Yay. But as we know, there is a hurricane out there. It's not supposed to affect Florida, but I won't say it until it goes over Jamaica and makes its turn. I was like, I can't believe we have another late hurricane. But the weather's been crazy anyway. It's definitely changed since I was young. Now you walk outside in the summertime, you nearly pass out from the heat hitting you in the face. The way the government shutdown is going, I have thought about crocheting kids' toys, but not sure where I would find the time. Yeah, time is a factor. The toy box killer will give you nightmares. I don't want nightmares. No, thank you. It's colder here in Chicago, so I've been working on scarves. Yeah, you should, girl. You you and the people in your area. You all have a wealth of customers because Chicago cold ain't no bit. It is nobody's business but Chicago. It's a cold. It's a cold you'll remember for the rest of your life. I did it one time. I said never again, never, ever, ever again. It's too doggone cold for me. And I don't. I don't feel like unless you to me, unless you actually buy winter clothes in a place where it's really winter, I always say I have my Florida winter clothes on, which are never good enough for a real winter. I have my little cute gloves and stuff like that. Mm-mm. You need more than that in Chicago. Woo, we froze our butts off, but I enjoyed my little stay. But I am not the winter girl at all. I love, 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 love the sunshine. Like this time of the year is beautiful. The weather is beautiful right now. So I can go outside and it's nice, got a breeze and everything. And I'm making this, and it's definitely gonna go into my whatnot shop because I have no use for it at all. I just wanted to make one. That's it. Hello, Chicago Kill. Ain't nobody. Hey, girl. And when I watch you on during the winter time, I'm like, this is her home. She is adjusted to it. You never complain about my every one of my if I lived there, every one of my videos would start like, it is so freaking cold here. That's how all of them would start. I cannot. Ooh, I don't like cold weather. I remember when we were in Germany and it was below zero. I'm like, who lives like this? Ooh, I couldn't stand it. I think that was a first time I had been in weather that cold. And I don't think that was normal for Germany. I think that was like an off year or whatever, but it was so cold. Ooh, I couldn't stand it. It was 34 going to work. 34. Ooh, at 4:30 in the morning. I think I would have froze. I would have been sitting in the car and it's like, what's wrong? I can't move. It's too cold. I can't move. Ooh. And that year that we went to Chicago, because we only went because of when Oprah was there. So we went to her show and it was in January. Oh my goodness, it was so cold. And I would see the guys out there with their like jackhammers. They were, doing their job out there. I'm like, there is no way I could be out in the cold working out in the cold. Mm-mm. I don't think I would not do well. That is not my thing. But I still haven't gotten to now that every part of my body aches. I probably never get to it, but always wanted to go to um, Taste of Chicago. When I wanted to go when I was in my partying years, when we used to go to Essence, that was the reason that I didn't go is because it was the same time around Essence time. So I would go to NOLA, go there and enjoy Essence. So I never got to that. Now it's like, you can't get me out of my city most days. Oh, I know it. And it was so weird. I think it was like 3 degrees when we were there. And then it went up to like 5 the day we were leaving. I was like, why don't you just say it's cold? Who cares what degrees is? It's just cold, too doggone cold. And so I told my friend when you get on the scale at the doctor's office, I said, why don't you just write fat? You don't need to know the numbers, just write fat. Anywho, I'm definitely never going there in January again. I don't think anything could get me there again in January. That was just way too cold for me. Brandy and what's her name? Monica are coming to Miami in December. And I keep seeing all the little clips of them doing their little concert and stuff. And I was like, oh, I bit the bullet and bought a ticket. Ooh, that ticket was not cheap either. But of course, I haven't been to a concert since we went to New Orleans. And for the 3 days of the New Orleans show is one ticket to see Monica, Brandy, and Monica. But I'm going to enjoy it because I don't have to worry about them walking around half naked, shaking their booties in my face. And they are going to sing songs I can sing with, even though I can't hold a tune, but I know the lyrics. And that's always so, so, so important. When we went to Essence, I was like, who are these women? Why are they walking around half naked? I'm old. Even if I wasn't old, I don't know. I don't get it. But anywho, as they say, SCX sales. And, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing my girls. I love me some Brandy. I think I wore out that CD when I bought it. Wore it out. Yeah, freezing in January. Yes. It's so weird when I call the very first time, as way back then, get on Oprah, you got to call that number, call, and you finally get somebody on the phone. And the lady says, oh, you can come, da da da. I said, oh no, I want to come. Um, I forgot what I told her. I know I wanted to come like when my daughter would be out of school or something. I don't know when it was. And the person said to me, OMG, I cannot believe you didn't accept those seats. Do you know how hard it is to get through that line? It took me, I think, 4 months to get back through again. And you could best believe whatever day she said to come, I was like, that's it. We coming. We coming. I was like, I didn't know it was that hard to get through. It was happened to be my lucky day, I guess, when I got through and didn't realize it would take me 4 months to get through again. But it was worth it. So I saw her show twice. We went November. When we went in November, it was the weather wasn't too bad in November. It was misty, a little rain here and there, but we got to go and do things and stuff. Now, mind you, I don't know why we didn't go and see Michael Jordan's statue that first time, because the second time we went to see Michael Jordan's statue, and that's when I like it's too doggone cold. It's too cold. But the bus driver was really nice. He could see that we were not native Chicagoans, and he told us how to get there and stuff. Oh my goodness, we had such a it was even though it was really cold, we still had a really good time. But when you're with friends and stuff, and with good friends, not just people. Because I went to New York to see The Color Purple with some people. I will never roll with 10 women ever in my life again. Never. That's too many personalities. I should say 9. It was 10 of us. That's too many personalities. We got there. We all like 3 groups of us went different ways because this one wanted that. This one wanted that. I was like, oh my goodness. Then they got into arguments. Nope, not doing that again. Let me see. Said hi. Hi. Okay. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. At least I can see. If I don't get to Taste of Chicago, at least I can say I've been there. I forgot the name of the restaurant that's over by Oprah's place. We went to 2 places that were supposed to be really good. They were. I enjoyed the food there. Definitely enjoyed the food there. But, whew, the weather, on the other hand, But like I said, November wasn't bad. That January weather, whew, mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. I would be real mindful of having to go back there in that wintertime. I really don't want to go anywhere. I don't even want to go to North Florida in the wintertime. They actually had snow. They had a lot of accidents up there too. Woo. They had snow that stuck on the ground in North Florida. And the first we had snow 1977. I will never forget. But down here, but once it hit the ground, it just melted. Boom, boom, boom. It was gone. But it was cold enough where they closed the school because the schools didn't have heat. You can't have children in there freezing, which I thought was weird. Maybe I don't know. I'm guessing that's why we didn't have to go to school because maybe they didn't have heat. I don't know, but we didn't have to go to school. That's all I can remember. That was too many years ago, too many decades ago. The blizzard of 93 sticks in my mind. For Tennessee, it was a huge ice storm. Wow. They had a Super Bowl during I don't know what year it was, but it was in Detroit. They called it the Ice Bowl. I'm like, who is going to that Super Bowl? And every year when they have contests to win a Super Bowl, and I look and see if it's in one of them cold states, nope, passing on that. I'm not even entering for it because I know I'm going to be miserable. I don't know what year that was. They had the Ice Bowl in Detroit. Detroit. Another cold place. I just stick with my. I'm a warm temperature girl. My blood is too thin for the cold, the real cold. Outside of my air conditioner that I can turn off and turn on. I cannot. I'm non-functional. I don't know how big I gotta make this thing. I need to put it on. See, I know I got a little bit ways to go in order to make it a hood. I hope this thing turns out like my mind sees it after all this work. If not, I can always frog it and just have a little turn down neck collar, which I really don't want to do. I want the hood part of it because I think that makes it better. Maybe I'll try. I already started it in multiples of purple. Now that just tells you I have. Wait, now I don't have hardly any purple. I see one, and then I see that really dark purple there. So I only have the lighter one and then that really dark one. I'm getting empty spaces in my thing, but I got, as I said, I'm going to start pulling my yarn off of the Whatnot site because when I did my yarn sale, I only sold a little of it, and I said, well, I'm going to leave the stuff that I'm probably not going to use on there, but all the other stuff, I'm probably going to pull it off. I've been pulling it off as I've been using it. Like I had the purple, I think she calls it berry. What is it? Oh, geez. Aniqua's yarn, my kind of string yarn. So I took that off of the site and I'll probably use it to do something else with it. I'm not going to use it for amigurumis because I think they turn out bigger for me. Because that yarn is a 4 medium weight yarn, but it feels thicker than that. But we'll see. My next sale is going to be for the AG doll clothing. And I bought actually only sold one of them, and it was at the end of, and it was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know it had sold. But try again. I remember busting my butt, busting my butt in the middle of Main Street and not being able to get up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Oh, as a car came out, it scared me. That's the other thing. And when we were in Germany, the black ice, um, I was like, black ice, what is that? That was a learning experience. If you hit it, you know you hit it. You go sliding all over the road. Yeah, I don't do well in cold weather. I just never feel it. I used to say all the time, I think I can cool off faster than I can warm up. But I think it's either way. Like if you don't have a shade area and you don't have water, you're not gonna cool down. You don't have enough clothing, you're not gonna warm up. That's all right. How long have I been? Oh, I've been on over an hour already. I'm gonna go and work on this and hope it finished. Hope I get it finished. And if it turns out the way my mind thinks it will, you will see it on my Facebook group. So if you're interested in any American Girl doll clothes, they actually, I think an 18-month-old could wear these too. Because they're 18 inches. So I'm figuring an 18-month-old, that's about an average size of an 18-month-old. But I don't know. Not eight. The clothing are, let me see. I don't know how big kids are anymore. Not an eight. Let me see. I think they're too big for a newborn. Maybe a 3-month old. My daughter was a chunky little 3-month old. She probably could wear that stuff when she was a baby. She's a chunky little something. But those AG dolls, and I know Melanie was telling me, "Oh, you sure those going to fit an AG doll? Because they are not like the average size doll." And I had bought a doll. She wasn't an American Girl doll, but she was an 18-inch doll. And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't have those dolls." And I bought two of the American Girl dolls. And when I got them, I was like, "Oh, I see," because they're built like little linebackers. They have broad shoulders. So I have my cute little American Girl dolls. So, that's going to be my next sale on Whatnot. So if you're interested, come join me Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be there. So I thank you all. Let me see. Being in Tennessee, we have 2 seasons, hot and cold. I bet. So no in between. My friend goes to, what part of Tennessee that she went to? She's talking about they were going up the mountain. Oh, I can't remember where they went to, some part of Tennessee. I was like, no. I remember going to mountains in Asheville, North Carolina. That scared me too. Ooh. When I lived in Germany, we had to go up a mountain to get to our apartment. I didn't like that either. I don't do that mountain living. Florida is so flat. The biggest mountain we call it is a trash mountain. That's the biggest mountain you'll see in Florida is a trash mountain. I don't I don't like that's I don't like that scariness like that. Where part of Tennessee did she go to? I don't know why I can't remember the name of the area, but they went there and she was talking about that. I was like, okay. Uh, I'm going, yes, Gaithersburg. You know it. That's it. Not, oh, Gatlinburg. Gaithersburg is in Maryland. Jeez, got my cities mixed up. Yeah, that's where she went to. But I am going to go and finish this, but I thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. And if you watch football, check it out. Hey, what are you growing? What are you growing? I bet your garden is gorgeous. You too. Have a good night. That's my plan, to have a beautiful garden come this time next year. I'll be working on building it up, plant by plant. I need to be better at putting my markers in there to know what the heck I'm growing. I'm growing. Oh, you're doing greens. That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to get them to sprout. In my tomato plants, there was another plant growing in one of my potato plants. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's probably because I reused my soil, so it's probably something. So when I took it out and put my tomato plant in a larger pot, and I separated that from it and put it in its own pot. So now I got to see I'm going to take a picture of it from on the Google thing and see what it is, because I have no clue what it is. I'm like, maybe it's a pepper plant that I don't remember. I don't know, but we shall see. I'll let you know. And I also have my own little gardening channel on YouTube too. It's Gigi's Gardening Corner, I think I post on there here and there. But I thank you all for joining me. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Stay safe. Keep crocheting. Bye-bye.